Oh, what's up, nerds? Back with another video. The video quality picture wise of this is going to be ass cheeks. However, hopefully the audio quality makes up for it. I have a new Shure, well, not new, it's used because I only get things on eBay that are used. I do not pay full price for anything, but hopefully the microphone quality makes up for it. So this video is going to be a rather short one, and it's going to be kind of the beginning of a new chapter. And as all beginnings, they have a pre-beginning. So we're kind of just going to talk about that. And so basically right now with this new job, I've posted some videos about it, and essentially the I have a explicit goal with this new job, and it is an ambitious one, and it is one that many people do not do, and that's basically I am working this job to be a manager. If I do not become a manager at this job, I'm simply going to leave. I've got myself a time period or a timetable that I'm going, trying to achieve these things, and if it doesn't happen, some people would consider it as a loss or a waste. I, however, do not consider it that way because I'm going to be performing and attempting many different things over the course of this job, and that they are things that I will hopefully take, with me wherever I end up. And so basically, I wanted to just talk a little bit about why I'm doing it this way and different things in my life that have resulted in me wanting to take this path and work the way I work. And so, as is the title of the video, I thought I would get to it. So the Can Do Boys, who are they? The Can Do Boys are me, my dad, his friend, and his son. And basically, the four of us would say can do to whatever that needed to get done, and this was at various festivals growing up where we were not paid to do these things. I mean, we were paid, I guess, maybe, through festival tickets. You didn't have to buy tickets to the festival because we worked. However, we did significantly more than what was required of us as the bare minimum. We were something called site crew, and we would set up the site for the festival before the festival happened. And then obviously we didn't have to do any work during the festival because we had already set up the site before the festival happened. And so, for some of the different things around the festival, if you look underneath those, different things, you'll see like, can do boys underneath them. And those were things that me and my dad, his friends, some of the things that they made got thrown away. But the ones that me and my dad made are still around. And so, I started young with this idea that, just because you don't have to do something doesn't mean that you shouldn't do something, or doesn't mean that you're incapable of doing something. And when I continued to grow up and continued to do these things, my dad continued to instill these values in me. And when my dad, and I would hang out after school, or when he picked me up after school, right? We would just continue to go to work. Like that was like, okay, Luke, pick you up from school, and now you and I are going to go to my job because I still have things I need to do today. And it's like, did he have to do those things? No. By law, by his job description, did he have to do those things? No. However, were they what needed to be done for the work to get done? Yes. And, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it didn't have some sort of impact because, obviously I didn't do, kids stuff, I guess. Could I have been spending that time doing other things, whatever, sports, whatever. I mean, I did sports or participated in sports, but it was, time that maybe we could have been spending together as a family. I mean, I was spending it with my dad, so it's not like I wasn't spending family time. But again, my dad did things that might not have been required on paper. However, they were things that got shit done, and nobody asked him to do it. He didn't do it for any, I mean, some things he got paid for, right? Obviously. But it was just it was just this type of value was instilled into me, right? And so now when I'm applying, when I'm working this job and I'm working for the management position, and I'm taking on these tasks and everything, I am doing them obviously to become manager, right? But also to to teach people that it's not, this is not something, I mean, maybe it is something that is rare nowadays, right? But these are not values that are unheard of. It's not like this is the first time anyone's ever decided to do things like this. And so moving forward, the point of this video, because this is a video, is a quick one. I'm going to be doing more in the future that will be more elaborate and have other things, right? But basically, I decided today, as I was cleaning the locker room and mopping, unpaid, by the way. However, the locker room was disgusting, and the uh, sauna area was wet all over. So someone had to mop and someone had to clean the bathroom. And the guy who cleans the bathroom is not going to be there for a day or so. And so, am I going to leave the locker room gross and disgusting? Am I going to leave wet, still water to just sit there in the locker room? No. I'm going to fucking clean it. Someone has to do it, and guess what? That fucking person's me, right? And it's this is not work that I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I've got to, mop all this up. Oh my god, I can't believe I've got to pick this shit up." You know what did I do after that? I went out and I worked out. And guess what I did when I worked out? I cleaned up more when I was working out. I organized the weights while I was out there. And this is another thing that, going to be making another video about and talking about. And, uh, moving on with as I progress, I'm going to be making shirts tomorrow and ordering them that are the Weight Fairy shirts. And what does the Weight Fairy do? Check it out. Look at all those. Look at all those organized by weight, by weight, by type, like everything beautiful. Look at that. And not only did I do that, I also got a sick, pumpy, juicy workout in while I did it. And was that really that much work for me? Was that really like, was that something that's so crazy to go out of my way to do? I mean, for me, this is simple. This is basic. This is not something that's I'm going to burn out doing. And it also, in addition to those things, it is something that proves my value, shows my value. And this is not like I mean, this is not the first time I've done this. This is the first time I've, like recorded it. But, moving forward, I'm going to be making my Weight Fairy shirts. I'm going to be making my little Weight Fairy stickers. And so when I'm done doing things like this, and the next person comes in the morning, and the physical trainers come in the morning and they've got all their weights organized, and they see a little thing that says the Weight Fairy was here, and then it's like, ooh. Or the people that are out working out in the morning and they come in the morning and all of the weights are organized and all of the squat racks are cleaned and organized. And then there's a little thing that says, ooh, the weight fairy was here. And then maybe there's a little QR code. They could scan the QR code and it leads to a web page that says, like, hey, I'm Luke the weight fairy. I work at 24. My goal is to do this. This is why I do this. Blah, blah, blah. If you want to leave me a review, leave me a review. And then guess what happens? Corporate's going to start asking questions. This is weird. We get all these reviews online about this weight fairy guy. How come all the reviews now that used to be bad reviews talking about how none of the weights were organized and everything was dirty, but now they're getting we've got this review, we've got this weight fairy guy that's cleaning up in the middle of the night and organizing the weights. What's the deal with that? Oh, it turns out it's an employee that works there. It turns out it's someone that has been talking to us about wanting to move up in the business and wanting to get paid more and wanting to get more responsibilities and everything. Like these are things that, you know, we'll see how it comes, we'll see how it works out, but I'll be making more videos about things. I want to make a TikTok and Instagram for these things. We'll see how that works. We'll see how all of this progresses. And hey, if it turns out it's all for nothing, well, then that's your opinion is for nothing. For me, I will have months, maybe more, maybe a year, at least like 9 months from now, at least 9 months from now. I have 9 months of proven dedication, proven, innovation and all these things that, like, when the next job is like, so what were you doing at your last job? And it's like, oh, I took on more responsibility. I cleaned up all sorts of the gym without being asked. I have goals that, I don't just collect a paycheck. I want to move, like, all these things. I personally don't think that's a waste. And, we'll just see how it all goes. Anyway, smoke grass, eat ass, be excellent to each other. I will see you all in the next video. Deuces.